Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the LA Clippers tonight. Now, guys, before I get into this heartbreaking loss against the LA Clippers tonight, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff, and of course, like always, please be sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ZSPN. Much appreciated. So, guys, let's just talk about this heartbreaking loss. It is a heartbreaking loss. I mean, guys, when it comes all said and done, the Lakers, they competed, they wanted to win this game tonight, but unfortunately, when it comes all said and done, the fourth quarter, in the final 4 seconds left of the game, when the Lakers were leading by 1 point against the LA Clippers, but unfortunately, Reggie Jackson from the LA Clippers came out of nowhere with a clutch spin move to win the game for the LA Clippers, which was, guys, if you were watching the game, you were at the edge of your seats when you saw that move, and you just thought that, if he just misses, the Lakers will win the game and everything like that. But unfortunately, it just wasn't the case. And with that move from Reggie Jackson, it was just heartbreaking to witness. And, the Lakers, even though they were shorthanded, they competed. I was so impressed by the Los Angeles Lakers in the fourth quarter when they were, I believe, down by, 12 points or something around that range. I think they were like down by 12 points, and it just came out of nowhere in the fourth quarter, scoring and just playing solid defense. And we had to commend on the great performance from Anthony Davis, who had another great performance out there tonight with 30 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 blocks and 2 steals out there for the Los Angeles Lakers, stepping up for the Lakers as of late, without LeBron James, who has been out for, I think, now 5 games now due to some swelling in his right knee. And he could potentially return on Saturday against the New York Knicks, but, still remains to be seen about that. But hopefully a speedy recovery for LeBron James. And guys, we witnessed in tonight's game in the first half, Carmelo Anthony, had, I think, strained. I think he strained his hamstring because he made some sort of he made a three. He didn't make a three. He was making a shot for a three, but unfortunately, he I think maybe I think, what was the word for it? I think he strained his muscle or something. I mean, he didn't return after the fact. And, if he would have stayed in the game and not got hurt like that, I think maybe Carmelo Anthony would have helped the Lakers win tonight, to be honest with you, because it was that serious when it comes down to the Lakers and their opportunity to win tonight. If they had given a chance of having Carmelo Anthony stayed in the game and not get injured like that. But unfortunately, it is what it is, guys. But after the fact, the Lakers, they competed. I was very impressed, as I mentioned. So when it comes down to it, Malik Monk, in the final minutes left into the game, shot a three, which helped the Lakers gain a 1 point lead. And it was kind of like a back and forth type of situation with the Lakers. From Marcus Morris from the LA Clippers shooting the three in the, I think it was like maybe 27 seconds left of the fourth quarter, and it was a back and forth type of situation. The Lakers were up one, then the Clippers were up one, and it was just back and forth type of situation. And just when you thought the Lakers would win this game after, I forgot, I think Anthony Davis with the alley oop from I believe Russell Westbrook, who assisted with Anthony Davis making the alley oop. The Lakers were leading by one, I believe, from like 12 seconds left, and then the rest, as I mentioned, was history with Reggie Jackson making that clutch spin move, which was I guess the downfall. Then you had Anthony Davis who missed a footer, but unfortunately the time was running out. He had that offensive rebound, but he just couldn't capitalize after the fact. So it was just a heartbreaking loss for the Lakers. They would have won this game, but unfortunately, the skill sets of the LA Clippers and on the offensive side was active and just ready to go at any given notice. And guys, it is what it is. I was just personally impressed by the Lakers' efforts out there. They weren't taking a seat back for the LA Clippers to just take over the game, and it was just nothing like that whatsoever. And I was just so impressed by the Lakers in the fourth quarter by just competing and just trying to win the game out there and competed. They competed their butt off, and I was just so impressed by the Lakers out there tonight. And as I mentioned, with Anthony Davis, had 30 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 blocks and 2 steals. And then Malik Monk had 21 points out there tonight, and the shooting efforts was sensational on his part out there tonight. It's not anything new. He's been the top shooter for the Lakers as of this season so far, and ever since he got inserted into the starting lineup, he's just been very great for the Lakers ever since. And he's been stepping up to the plate as of late due to LeBron being out. So he's been sensational for the Lakers ever since. And I'm going to say this now, guys. If when it comes to the regular season being over, if the Lakers reach the playoffs or go further than that, I really want the Lakers to bring him back to a long-term deal if they have the money to give him a solid contract, for the Lakers moving forward for Malik Monk, because he deserves it. He deserves his money, and if it's not with the Lakers, he deserves to get paid somewhere else. I mean, he's been sensational, and any team would want him. But if it's possible for him to come back to the Lakers, that would be great, and I think it will be a steal for the Lakers when it comes all said and done. But I'm probably talking too soon about it. But there's been talks that Laker fans want him to come back, and he's been sensational for the Lakers ever since. So that's just my own personal opinion about that. But he had a great night, 21 points, great job out there for Malik Monk. And then when you look at Russell Westbrook, when it comes all said and done, I mean, he has been stepping up as of late for the Lakers. But when it came to the fourth quarter, we saw him shoot that three that basically boost the Lakers lead a bit. They were still down by, like, I believe maybe 2 points in like maybe 2 minutes left into the game. But but with the efforts of Malik Monk and Anthony Davis stepping up in those final seconds or final minutes left into the game, it was just great to see come out. Russell Westbrook, trying to help this team, try to win games. And it was just one of those type of situation where it's just I want to see Russell Westbrook really step up to the plate and really help the Lakers try to win games type of scenarios. And I believe he had 17 points out there, but he should have really stepped up for the Lakers when it comes all said and done. When it comes down to the wire and trying to do whatever it takes to help the Lakers win games. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. And when you look at the rest of the stat line of the Lakers, not a lot of players, in my opinion, really stepped up in my eyes. Maybe Dwight Howard, who has been a big help on the defensive side when it came down to the Lakers as of late. But in the first half, he has been really carrying the load on the defensive side when Anthony Davis goes to the bench and rests a bit. So he has been sensational at that. So we have to commend on the great performance on the defensive side for Dwight Howard. But other than that, with Carmelo Anthony being out, in the first half due to an injury in his hamstring injury. Hopefully he won't be out for a lengthy period of time. But when it comes to hamstring injuries, some players could be out for at least a week or two. So, and especially for a guy of his age, um, he could be out for maybe at least 2 weeks. But hopefully it's not anything too serious because we don't know the updates right now of when Carmelo Anthony could potentially return. But still remains to be seen about his status and when he will return to the Lakers. But and with as I mentioned with LeBron James, he could potentially return to the Lakers on Saturday against the New York Knicks, but still remains to be seen about that. And hopefully he does. But uh, a speedy recovery, and for LeBron James. But he needs to take his time, and I know the Lakers are being vigilant when it comes to LeBron James and his injuries. We don't want him to come back and somehow gets a much bigger injury. I mean, knock on wood, nothing happens to LeBron if he does return from injury. But um, hopefully, he does come back, and when it comes all said and done, the Lakers do need LeBron. When it comes to winning games. Sadly, I hate to bring that up because you have Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook to obviously win you games like this, but unfortunately, LeBron is the main focal point of the team. He's the leader, so uh, hopefully when he does come back, the Lakers will turn things around and possibly start winning games after the fact. But still remains to be seen about that. And guys, this is a heartbreaking loss. This really was, and you know, maybe the Lakers will bounce back, maybe against the Knicks on Saturday, but um, you know, uh, it still remains to be seen about that, guys. And that's been the norm for the Lakers matchups as of late because you don't even know half the time if the Lakers will win this matchup, or the other, or anything like that. So I'm optimistic that the Lakers could go into facing the New York Knicks and potentially get a win over that. But it still remains to be seen about that. And guys, we just had to be optimistic, and maybe hopefully the Lakers will bounce back after this heartbreaking loss against the LA Clippers and possibly get a win under their belt in New York or against the New York Knicks. But still remains to be seen about that. And yeah, guys, that's all I really have to bring up. I mean, please give me your thoughts about the Lakers' heartbreaking loss against the LA Clippers. Do you guys think maybe a different type of scenario could have went down, and maybe possibly with the offensive rebound from Anthony Davis in the 4 seconds left, maybe he could have maybe made a shot that could have beaten the time, or maybe he could have, or maybe the Lakers could have went some other scenario and maybe gave it the ball to maybe Austin Reeves and just make him shoot that three, and maybe made another historic career moment in his career against the LA Clippers. Or there's a lot of scenarios that could have gone down, but unfortunately it wasn't in the favor of the Lakers. And guys, it is what it is, and all I can say is the Lakers competed. They really did, and I was just so impressed of how the Lakers came back from, I believe, a 12-point deficit in the fourth quarter, where they were leading by 1 point, and it was just kind of like a back and forth type of situation with the LA Clippers and the Lakers in the final minutes left into the game. And it's just, fortunately, at the end, Reggie Jackson really screwed the Lakers in that particular instance, and got a win for the LA Clippers in that particular moment. And it's just, it is what it is, guys. And as I said, the Lakers will potentially maybe bounce back, or maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios moving forward that the Lakers could potentially win or not. It's just it's so unpredictable as the Lakers as of late, and with the injury to LeBron and recently with Carmelo Anthony in the game. Uh, a lot of depth issue will be a problem for the Lakers moving forward, and we just have to wait and see. Maybe the Lakers will turn things around and just hopefully maybe start winning games after the fact. But with the trade line still approaching, which obviously is in 8 days, maybe things will be maybe things will turn around for the Lakers maybe after the fact, but still remains to be seen about that. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, make sure to like all of my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN, and follow me or actually subscribe to my podcast ZSPN on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of those great podcast distributions. I really do appreciate you showing the love support there. And of course, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.